Good afternoon, Team Joe Hughes. Andrew Eaton here. I hope you're well. And number one, I hope as many of you as possible are coming to the trainings tomorrow. It's our last training of the year, and it's going to be awesome training. But today's video is really for something that I wanted to address, and it's something a little bit more serious, but I also want to nip it in the bud. And I hope the leaders who are listening to this do a good job of sharing this video with people in their teams so that the people in their teams understand what's going on. I also hope you share it with all the people that are mining with you that might need to hear this. Okay, so unless you've been hiding under a rock, you would have read articles on the internet, mainstream media on the internet, about Gigawatt, big mining firm Gigawatt in America declaring bankruptcy. Okay. Those aren't entirely accurate, firstly, which I'm going to talk to you about now, and it's the media really making a lot more out of it than what it is, and I'll explain that to you now. But the second thing I want to explain to you is that even if it were 100% true, and the elements of truth there, even if it were 100% true, why it doesn't affect us. So let me get to it. About 2 years ago, Gigawatt, and I'm going to keep it in very much in layman terms, Gigawatt decided that they were going to create their own tokens. They had an offering to their clients where the clients could invest in the tokens, and the clients were going to make a lot of money. They offered this, from what I believe, they offered it to us, but we, as a company, but we didn't take it. What has transpired, and we've known this for over a year, because if you've been reading about Gigawatt, any negative stuff about Gigawatt in the last year and a half, it is that there are a lot of unhappy customers. Now, those customers aren't unhappy miners like us, mining customers. Those are clients that bought tokens from them or invested in the tokenization project. And from what I'm led to believe, they highly overpromised and underdelivered on that part of their business. But they were big investors. Now, during this time, as is proof on your mining, on the Bitcoin side, because 100% of your GPUs are not with Gigawatt, 100% is in our own facilities, which I'll get to in a moment. But proof that they're mining profitably and happy mining profitably is your own rewards, guys. They're mining profitably. So it's not on that. But they owe a lot of big investors in their tokens a lot of money. And they're being sued. They have been being sued for the last year and a half. That's old news. Okay? Nothing to do with the Bitcoin mining responsibility they have towards us. Okay? By the way, they don't own our machines, we do. So what they did is they applied for a Section 11 bankruptcy. Vastly different to a Section 7. A Section 7 means you're bankrupt. You have, the courts go after your assets that you have, and that's it. You pay your creditors. A Section 11 is literally where the court orders the creditors to stand aside so that you can fix things, rejig your operations so that you can eventually pay your creditors what they deserve. And that's what they applied for, and that's what's happened. They've got a Section 11. So if you had to walk into Gigawatt today, and there are 100 South Africans, Zimbabweans, Australians, New Zealanders, Malaysians going to one of our new facilities next week, which has nothing to do with Gigawatt, nothing. We're going there, but I almost wish we were going to go to Gigawatt as well so that people could understand my next statement. If you had to go to Gigawatt today and into their warehouses, they are still mining. Nothing has ceased. They have a Section 11, which basically orders their creditors to stand aside while they give the company enough time to get things right to pay the creditors. That's what it is. So the creditors have literally been told to stand aside. Now, I'm no legal expert, but I guess some of you can go and Google what a Section 11 is and what a Section 7 is. Okay, your friends who are reading this stuff don't know what they're talking about. Okay, but, so, Gigawatt's operations are continuing as normal and will continue to. They're not going anywhere. Okay, but let's put that aside. But let's assume it was a Section 7. What would that mean for us? And this is where, guys, I want to be a bit strong. I'm going to remain calm, but I want you to understand where I get a little bit agitated. Okay? We spent a lot of money and a lot of time and effort getting our company CFO, Randy Prince, the guy that runs our books. He also happens to be our COO, Chief Operating Officer, who understands our mining better than anyone else. We flew him across to South Africa for you. We asked you to come to Africa Live and come listen to him. Some of you didn't take that opportunity up. Some of you chose not to go. And the messages I've been getting, to be honest, which are agitating me, are from people who didn't go. Now, if you had gone, you would have heard Randy Prince speak about a number of things. Number one being that while other companies are turning off their machines in this crypto winter, in this bear market, we are expanding faster than we ever had before outside of Gigawatt. And he mentioned that specifically at Africa Live. You would have heard him talk that we no longer buy our GPUs from a third party. We manufacture our own GPUs, which are spec'd to our needs in our own warehouses, which we own, not Gigawatts. You would have heard him say that. And that we are expanding faster than what Gigawatt is because of our model. You would have heard his interview with Dave Carlson several months back, where Dave Carlson admits that when he saw the amount of GPUs coming into their Gigawatts facilities, he was astounded by how fast we were growing. And so we've taken control of that and put that all in our own facilities, and we've even taken control of the supply chain on the GPUs by starting to manufacture that. You would have heard that all at Africa Live, but of course some of you didn't go. You chose not to go. But you're also the first ones to open your mouths and get all panicky. And education is key, and that's why we do this stuff, guys. That's why we have things like Africa Live. That's why we have company webinars, by the way, which you can also attend, but you've chosen not to listen to that. You'll rather read the mainstream media. So, I ask you, if that's what we've done, and even if Gigawatt were in a Section 7 bankruptcy claim, why would that affect us? They don't own our machinery. We've got our own operations managers, directors, our own guys, technical guys looking after our own machinery and our own mines. And a very small portion of what we do are left with Gigawatt. Very small portion in the one warehouse, 1 gigawatt warehouse. Now, if they had to close the doors tomorrow, can we take that equipment and put it in our own warehouses? I'll ask you. Could we? Of course, we own the machinery. So I'm really struggling to find out where the panic is. Okay. I really am. I can understand why some people who haven't educated themselves as to what's happening with this company by refusing and choosing not to go to events and get onto webinars could be panicking, but that is not the company's fault. The company has been very clear on their communication to the field in this regard. So here's how I want to sum this up. We are still mining. We are the only company with a networking model that didn't turn its machines off during this bear market and is still mining profitably for you. The same cannot be said for our competition. Okay, they turned their machines off. We are still mining profitably. We are the only company that did that. We are the only company that during this time are expanding, which if you had been to Africa Live, you would have clearly seen Randy show you all the expansion projects that we are busy with. And when the bull market comes, we will be the best positioned company out there to take full advantage of that. But it will only be advantageous to those of us who keep plugged in and understand where this company is going and attend events and attend the webinars. Okay, so a bit of a serious talk this afternoon. I hope it makes sense to you. I hope some of you decide now that maybe we are now coming to the training tomorrow. Durban, Cape Town, Joburg, PE, and Harare. And guys, let's move forward. Our corporate team are not they haven't even blinked their eyes. And I've spoken to them. I've spoken to them. They haven't even blinked their eyes at that news. Because first of all, it's not 100% accurate. And secondly, even if it was, it doesn't affect us. And that is why at lifestylegalaxyupdates.com, the last update, not this very last one from last night, the one previously, the response to this panic was about that long because it's a non-event. Some of us are making this into a bigger event than it is. Okay, it's over. We're all good. Let's move forward. I'm excited about the next couple of months. I'm excited for the bull market to arrive because we have shown the entire world of skeptics out there that we're the one company that kept mining through the bear markets while others turned the machines off. That's a huge feather in our cap. All right, guys. Cheers.